check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Damn, I got a 1. Oh hey, how's it going? I'm Jim Diesel. What's going on? You see, I got my black tank top, got my crucifix necklace, and I'm welcoming you to Smokey at the Drive-In presents The Fast and the Fermented, a series where I am going to be going through every Fast and the Furious film and getting quite drunk while I'm doing it. I've never seen a Fast and the Furious movie before, so this will be quite the experience. But I hope you join me on this quarter-mile journey of mine through these films. In my Mystery Science Theater cup, I have pre-prepared. This whole thing is full of a White Russian. And I don't know how often I'll be having to refill that, but in these shot glasses that look like little red Solo cups, I will be drinking from it. I figured, what better way to drink and get drunk while watching a Fast and the Furious movie than by the way that a small high school student would at a party. Here I have Seagram's vodka. I'm not sponsored. This is just the large bottle of vodka that I bought. You can use any kind of vodka. It all tastes the same. And a bottle of Kahlua. Just mix that together with some milk, and boom, you're ready to watch Fast and the Furious. So, let me go over the rules with you real quick, and then we'll get started. Take a sip every time someone uses NOS. A logo is shown. Someone says NOS, brother, sister, father/dad, mother/mom, or tuna. A slow panning shot of a car. Anyone on screen drinks. Something explodes. Take a shot when the camera focuses on the booty or gratuitous booty shot. When La Familia is brought up, when Dom or Brian lose a race, an important character dies, a shot of Dom's crucifix necklace, Hobbs says something ridiculous, and take a gulp every time someone asks if or says Paul Walker is a cop, every time a celebrity first appears who will later come back in following films, a good guy dies, a car crash, a sex scene, a slow-mo car stunt, and the bad guy harms his minions to show how badass he is. Welcome to the second episode that's actually been released of Smokey at the Drive-In. But as I'm sure you've already seen, this is a special spin-off series called The Fast and the Fermented. Prior to this, I've never actually seen any Fast and Furious films, maybe some clips here and there or a trailer or two. I was just never into it. I'm not that big into the automobile. But with the newly released Fast and Furious 9, in which they go to fucking space, or at least low orbit based on what I've seen from the trailers, I figured this would be a better time than ever to embark upon a journey that will take me at least a quarter mile at a time along the Fast and Furious franchise freeway. In the first episode, I'll be going all the way back to 2001 to take a good long and inebriated look at the Fast and the Furious. Directed by Rob Cohen and written by Gary Scott Thompson and David Ayer? David Ayer, the guy who wrote End of Watch Fury and the fucking Suicide Squad, wrote this film? That actually explains a fair amount. Paul Walker makes his film debut as LAPD detective Brian O'Connor. He is accompanied by the possibly villainous Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, and his gang of car fiends. Letty, played by Michelle Rodriguez, Dom's sister Mia, played by Jordana Brewster, Jesse, played by Chad Lindbergh, Leon, played by Johnny Strong, and no, he's not a porn star, I checked, and the ever-suspicious Vince, played by Matt Scholes. The Fast and the Furious, a film about fast cars and adrenaline, A film that plays this ridiculousness of the subject matter completely straight. A film that's an adaptation of Point Break for the modern day. The Fast and the Furious from 2001 is a love letter to police and crime dramas of the 70s. You know the ones. Hawaii Five-0, Police Story, Starsky and Hutch, Dukes of Hazzard, Bullet, and older films like Rebel Without a Cause and American Graffiti. Hell, Fast and the Furious ends with a man and a woman in a relationship in a field and a destroyed car. Am I just listing off films that have cool race scenes in them? Yeah, probably. But I'm also saying that what the Fast and the Furious offered in 2001 was nothing new. But the writers were able to make something completely unique. What comes through in this story, based primarily off a 1999 Vibe magazine article titled Racer X by Ken Lee, is simply another film about a dangerous hobby as American as apple pie. Although it doesn't say whether or not the man in that article, Rafael Estevez, ever robbed semi-trucks, the article does go into great detail about what goes on in illegal street racing circuits. And you can really see where the writers got the idea for the film from. It's a really good article. I'd suggest reading it if you're interested. A handsome, young, undercover law enforcement agent infiltrates a gang of part-time street racers, part-time robbers, and part-time bodega owners in a mission to uncover just who exactly is behind a recent string of Panasonic DVD player heists. That's right, you heard me correctly. The crux of this entire film is finding out who has been committing asphalt piracy by heisting semi-trucks hauling millions of dollars worth of DVD players from the Los Angeles shipping yards. The film begins in media res with the collaborative FBI LAPD investigation already having begun, and yet another DVD player heist having occurred. Brian O'Connor, under the alias of Brian Earl Spillner, perhaps one of the worst names I've ever heard of, has already begun his role in the criminal underworld of street racing. That's just the surface level of this movie. It's a fast-paced race film about a detective and some criminals. But on a deeper level, it's a film about outsiders, about yearning to belong somewhere. It's about family. The street racing in this film, it attempts to capture a time when things weren't so fraught with stress of the real world, a time period seen as being simpler and more innocent. You know, back when the bad guy of the film could easily be beaten in just a drag race. The beautiful simplicity is that Fast and the Furious is a simple film. The plot can be seen from a quarter mile away, but it still manages to engross the viewer in its story. I believe that's because it depicts something everyone at one time or another has worried about: belonging. Whether it was in elementary school or college, work or at the bar, in person or online, at the end of the day, we just really want to belong and be able to share our thoughts and feelings and occasionally our experiences with others. We want that escape from loneliness by way of association and community. That's where Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor comes into this. From the beginning of the film, we see him testing both himself and his car. He strives to be better, and when he messes up or doesn't do as good as he thinks he should, he gets angry. For the course of this film, there is something clearly gnawing away at him. He's trapped in the routine of his daily life. Tuna fish sandwich at the Toretto Cafe and work.
I don't know, how is it?
Every day for the last 3 weeks you've been coming in here and you've been asking me how the tuna is now. It was
Oh,
so crappy
fuck, there's
yesterday,
tuna.
It was crappy the day before, and guess what? Hasn't changed.
I'll have the tuna.
No crust?
No crust? What are you, a 5-year-old? There he is. There's Groot.
What's up with this fool? What is he, sandwich crazy?
No, he ain't here for the food, dog.
What is he, sandwich crazy?
I know it.
For the course of the film, until it's revealed that he is a detective, there is clearly something he is hiding and something that is gnawing away at Brian. At this point, his only real experience with an actual person, not someone who's his superior in the LA police force or FBI, is primarily with Mia Toretto. And that's not even a true relationship. We never see Brian do anything when he's quote-unquote off duty. He's always in this character. He's always undercover. He's never actually himself around this beautiful woman he's clearly into because he keeps coming back and ordering the same disgusting tuna fish sandwiches. Seriously, Brian, Why do you keep getting these terrible sandwiches? Is that all they serve here? Is that just a character trait that you decided your undercover persona Brian Spillner has? That he loves tuna fish sandwiches? Dom is depicted as an aloof kingpin whose only racket is owning a mediocre corner store / garage and partaking in street races that closes down entire strips of Los Angeles roads without a modicum of police involvement. Hell, the only traffic they run into while they're doing this is one lone pizza delivery guy. Pizza Hut? Oh, I thought he was coming to join the race.
What the hell's going on around here? Streets closed, pizza boy.
I got a living to make. I'm in a movie about him. When does the fucking pizza guy come back and take his vengeance on them making him lose his job? But Dom holds a dark secret. No, it isn't that he beat a man half to death with a wrench and ended up in prison for 2 years. It's something much, much worse. He is the culprit behind the DVD player heists. A total of $6 million lost to their gang, and not once does the audience get any glimpse on how or why they're doing it. I guess the why would be for the money, now that I think about it. But how do you decide that? How do they get this sort of information to know when the deliveries are going out? None of that's ever spoken of. The film is entirely from the perspective of Brian Earl Spillner, aka Brian O'Connor, aka Paul Walker, aka the guy that dated at least one 16-year-old. Even when he attends the first race meetup of the film, the scene is shot in such a way that Brian is completely isolated from everyone around him. He awkwardly stands alone in an ocean of people who just completely ignore him. Even his car, bright green with a green underglow clearly meant to stand out, doesn't get much interest until Brian has to personally call people over and show them the engine and what is beneath the hood, which is a good allegory for Brian himself. As Brian Spillner, he is seen as an outsider, someone not to be trusted, some new guy who nobody knows. But as he begins the infiltration of Dom's group, he slowly becomes more and more of Brian O'Connor, effectively revealing what is really hiding beneath the hood. After talking to one of the race organizers, Brian enters the race once Dom and his team show up. Brian, being an idiot, bets the pink slips for his car. The first race involves Brian taking a souped-up 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse to a drag street race. Not the kind with RuPaul. This kind involves at least 100 cars lining the streets at about 3 in the morning. The contestants of this modern-day Roman chariot race are Dom, Brian, Edwin, played by Fire Festival's own Ja Rule, and an unnamed fourth racer.
Edwin? This is yours, whether you win or lose. But if you win, you get hurt too.
Okay. He's definitely not gonna win.
You're gonna win.
He like touches his own chest. He's like, you're gonna get this even if you win or lose. What is this? The Batmobile? What the fuck? What does he even show? Oh my god! He has so much shit in this car. The race begins and Brian almost immediately runs off the road. But he's able to save himself and returns to the pack. Halfway through the race, Brian finally activates his trademark NOS, but guess who else has NOS installed in their car? Dom! So in an attempt to break past Dom, Brian activates NOS 2. Which makes me wonder whether or not NOS is like some sort of secret or it's not allowed in street races. I don't understand why it wouldn't be. Neither of them seem to openly flaunt the fact that they have it, despite the fact that Brian's steering wheel has NOS 1 and NOS 2 labeled on it, and the Speed Racer-esque scenes of absolute, never-before-seen speeds that may be faster than the average Cessna airplane seem to be a dead giveaway. Anyway, Brian is able to pass Dom, but his car literally begins to fall apart. Dom finally activates his own NOS and is able to outclass Brian and easily wins the race. Afterward, everybody celebrates their bald king as Brian rolls up. Dom makes fun of him in front of everyone and they all cheer for Brian's smoking engine for some reason. Hey, cool, you're the guy who lost! Good job, man! However, before Brian is able to hand over the pink slip for his car, Leon alerts everyone that the LAPD is on their way. This causes everyone to scatter in an every-man-for-himself chase scene. The amount of street racers on this street makes it look like an actual Los Angeles road. Dom is able to escape with the help of Brian after he stashes his car, but is almost immediately spotted by a passing cop. Oh, there's the logo. Yeah, that doesn't look... Oh, I guess that doesn't look suspicious. Or maybe it does! They recognize him. The one fucking cop recognizes him. And once in the clear, the two of them then conveniently run into a group of possible Yakuza, led by Johnny Tran, played by Rick Yoon, who lead them to an empty parking lot. Tran demands to know why Dom has disregarded their truce by entering his territory, and Dom explains that this was all the fault of his new mechanic Brian getting lost. The gang threatens them and then drive away, but almost immediately they come back and light up Brian's car with their submachine guns. What was the point of this? I hope this comes up later in the film. Oh, they came back? Immediately they come back. Well, actually, what the fuck? Holy shit, I did not see this coming. Oh, it's a good thing they had silencers on there, though. No, all my NOS! It's gone! NOS! The two then take a cab back to Dom's house, where Dom invites Brian inside for a brewski as a party goes on. I guess it was a, hey, we're happy we escaped the police party. That's the only thing I can figure, because it seems like all the racers are here for some reason. Tensions inside fly as Vince and Brian ram horns. Is that a saying? Is that something people say? Luckily, Mia arrives and takes Brian away for a drink in the kitchen. What's with all the candles? Where they're like, we have to make this scene romantic. Get the biggest, thickest fucking candles you can find.
He's a complicated guy.
Is that juice? What is he drinking?
You're a shitty liar.
What the fuck is that called? The fucking grapple or snapple or something like that? Alright, let's just pretend for a second that there's only one Fast and Furious film, well, two if you count the 50s one, because I've only seen the first one, and all that I'm going to be discussing ahead could possibly be incorrect based on details that are provided about the characters in future installments, so let's just base this entirely off of the first film and what we get from that. The aforementioned Brian situation is why I enjoyed his relationship with Mia so much. They are both looking for an escape. Brian's escape is from a life of solitude, day in and day out of working as a cog in a big gray and blue system. Mia's escape is from a life of crime by association and the testosterone-fueled adrenaline junkie scene of street racing. And Mia clearly has no interest, as during the party scene, she's upstairs and she only goes down when she sees Brian show up. She feels alone in her environment, dealing with her older brother Dom's weird friends and constantly being seen as a sex object meant to be won by Dom's weird and creepy friend Vince. While Brian feels alone because, well, he is. We never see where he goes at night. We never see his actual home, so we can only assume he has little to no reason to ever go there, even though he is undercover. And the only people he interacts with other than Dom's gang is his fake boss and his two superiors for the FBI and the LAPD. That's why they're perfect for each other. Their relationship actually feels fairly realistic in this insane film. It provides a breath of fresh air to the viewer, a sense of calm, a sense that maybe everything will be alright. They are each other's liberation. Mia is the reason Brian defects, and Brian is the reason that Mia escapes the life that she's in. At least I assume so. I haven't seen the next film that she's in, so I can only assume. But each of these escapes comes at a price. For Brian, it is the cost of the closest thing that he has to a family. That sense of belonging crushed into dust and blown into the wind. For Mia, the one man that treats her as an equal and sees her for her actual value as a person was using her to further his own agenda.
Listen to me. Mia, I'm a cop.
Whoa! Does that count as him saying that he's a cop? I guess so. 3 sips.
Since the first time I met you, I've been undercover.
Got some on my shirt. Oh no.
Cop.
Oh, I can't stand up. I feel quite dizzy. This was a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. This was a mistake. I hope you enjoy.
Listen to me.
Listen to me!
Everything I ever said I felt about you is real.
I love you, Mia. Listen to me.
Right now, this isn't about you and me.
I hope they get together.
We're running out of time.
I hope they get together in the end.
They're not-
And finally, the audience is revealed to the masterminds behind the heists. If there was any doubt at all, it is now completely done away with as Dom leads his team to some camped out Honda Civics and a harpoon gun. The team prepares for yet another heist. But unfortunately, they don't know the truckers have taken to arming themselves. During the raid, Vince's arm is tangled up in the grappling wire after he is shot at multiple times by the semi-driver during his attempted hijacking, and the team repeatedly tries to rescue him, but the truck driver doesn't exactly make it easy for him. Letty's car is run off the road, and Dom orders Leon to turn back and get her, and shortly afterward, Dom's tire is shot flat, sending him to the shoulder. But Brian arrives just in the nick of time. Oh my god! You're lucky that guy isn't shooting you right now. What is he doing? Reloading? Look at me, Vince. I love you. Oh, he's putting those shells in. You better get out of there, Brian. Get out of there. Oh, shit. That was insane. That was crazy. And this is the first movie. And they like rob a bank or something. And in the new one, they go to space. How's it gonna top this? Dominic Toretto experiences the same desires and losses. Being a stoic and muscular man isn't easy, trust me. Everyone is intimidated by you, it's hard to get people to relax, and you can barely fit inside cars. Dom's inherent desires to belong come from his troubled past. A mother who left, a father who cared more about cars than family, a brother he hasn't seen in years, and a sister that he feels a duty to protect. Think about what his life must have been like. Dom would have no doubt had to take the role as caretaker and man of the house after the death of their father, although the Fast and the Furious fan wiki lists his date of birth as 1976, which would make Dom 13 when his father died, and he nearly beat a man to death and went to prison. I'm not saying that that's impossible for Dom to have been tried as an adult, but it just feels odd that he wasn't 22, the age Vin Diesel would have been in 1989. And the fact that if he was 22 just seems to fit more well with the story. So he's sent away to prison, unable to take care of his family, his La Familia. The one thing that has been taught to him is the most important thing in the world. How would that feel to be taken away from everything you love and confined to a little concrete box for however many years he was in prison? And in response, Dom struggles to move on from his past. And although he's suspicious of strangers, rightly so in Brian's case, he still takes that one little chance that maybe he'll be wrong. And maybe this new guy, Brian Earl Spillner, will be the brother that Dom lost. That this experience will let him have a family again. But no, in a heartbreaking end, Dom is wrong. And because of it, he loses everything. Jesse is dead, Vince is severely wounded and in police custody, Lenny is injured, and Brian betrayed his trust and their bond. Dom's emotional struggles, although hidden very well under the stone he is chiseled from, climax at the end of the film, when he is found by Brian leaving his house forever. What is happening? Why did you not change your shirt, Dom?
I'm panicked. I'm sorry.
Why is everyone so sweaty? Is there gonna be a drive-by? Oh my god! What is that? Oh shit! What the fuck? Oh, Jesse, did he get shot? Is he dead? Did he get shot? I didn't see any blood or squid. Oh, fuck! What the fuck is happening? What is this movie? Are those ramps? They're going off ramps. They didn't even hide the ramps. What the fuck? They didn't hide the ramps. You can still see them. Oh, where is he going? Oh, okay. I guess he's just down that road. Oh, he's coming back. What was the purpose of that? You could have achieved the same thing by getting on the side of the road and just braking. Oh. Fucking Dom shows out of nowhere. Where's this guy land in a pool? Oh, no, never mind. Oh my god, he got the fucking bike run over him. This time I'm just gonna come over and shoot him or something. Or like choke him out with his bike chain. The drive-by is one last example of the bleak disparity of the universe taunting Dom, who, on the inside, is still just a 13 or 22-year-old boy longing for a family that won't be broken. Jesse dies, and after Dom releases the anger and rage on the gunman, he goes to where he seemingly initially planned to go, the place that he had his first race, planning on it being his last. There must have been a piece of Dom that was hoping Brian would follow him, but at the same time, I'm sure there was a piece of Dom hoping to just be alone, like the universe has destined him to be time after time. But Brian does in fact show up, and Dom provides he and the audience with an emotional speech about the significance of this road, what that quarter-mile stretch of asphalt means to him, and what it will mean after he's gone. Dom's famous line,
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
"Hey, there it is! I'm gonna take a shot just for that quarter mile at a time, baby!"
Mortgage, not the store, not
Woo!
my team.
Isn't just a cool one-liner about how he likes driving fast cars. It's a revealing notion that implies that he's only alive because he knows how to drive fast cars. Think about it. Dom explains that he would race on this street in high school, and he's a savant with the automobile. That means that he knows exactly what it takes to reach those train tracks at the end of the strip, how long, exactly where to position his car, when and where to shift gears, how hard to throttle the pedal. The final race scene in this film isn't just a cool race scene. It's about a man saving his only friend in the world from suicide. It's about being there, about sharing an experience and being together no matter what, about being a family. I didn't realize it when watching the film, probably because I was drunk, but looking back, it seems clear as day that Dom was planning on taking his father's car and getting hit by that train. He had nothing to live for at this point. He would have lived his life a quarter mile at a time. Either he would make it, or he wouldn't. Oh my god, he did a wheelie! What the fuck? Oh shit, oh my god. I hope a train doesn't show up. There's the train. What the fuck? This is like drunk vision. This is like what I'm seeing right now. What the fuck was that? That's technically not a slow-mo car stunt. Oh my god, we're going inside the engine! Are they both gonna win? They're both gonna win, aren't they? I hope so, because then I'm not gonna have to take another fucking shot. Please, both of you win. Everybody's a winner today. Yeah, use the NOS, Brian. Use the NOS. Please don't make me take another shot. I'm begging you. Thank God. I don't have to get even more wasted than I already am. Oh my shit! He fucking got into a car crash, and it's a slow-mo stunt, which is 6 sips. Unfortunately, Dom rolls a nat 1 and collides into a box truck pulling out of a side street. Brian breaks out of his car and races to Dom's side. Fortunately, all Dom suffered was a little scrape on his bald noggin. Sirens sound in the distance, and Brian offers Dom the keys to his Supra. Dom nods, takes the keys, and then speeds away. In an after-credits scene, Dom cruises through Baja, Mexico, recites his famous line about living life a quarter mile at a time, and rides off into the sunset. Yes, The Fast and the Furious is without a doubt a dumb action movie masquerading as something more shocking or intense. In the end, it's just another Point Break, but isn't that what makes it great? It's simply one of those films that you can just sit back and watch for the sake of watching it. No need to think excessively on the plot or writing or acting of its characters. It's the kind of trash that you use to recycle, not throw in a landfill. The Fast and the Furious takes the cliché antics of an undercover cop movie mixed with the racing/stunt film and ups it up to 11. The races are cartoony, the stunt ramps are visible, but that's just part of the appeal. I honestly never understood that appeal until I finally sat down and watched this movie. The Fast and the Furious from 2001 is honestly a fantastic film. Its characters, although occasionally a little flat, are beautiful renditions of humanity, and if you look past the absurdity of it all, it really is a beautiful film. Maybe it's because I got progressively more and more drunk as the film went on, or I watched it without that filter of someone who thinks that they're just too good for this kind of motorhead junk food film. Pauline Kael said, "Movies are so rarely great art that if we cannot appreciate great trash, we have very little reason to be interested in them." The acting, as I mentioned before, is nothing to write home about, or anything that'll ever win any awards. But the two leads, Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, are perfectly cast as their roles. Dominic Toretto has just enough character to make the hunk of stone that he was chiseled from seem human, yet distant. A man with a shadowy past who wasn't able to emotionally move past it. While Brian O'Connor comes off as a man who has a strong desire to belong, a loner who has a yearning to achieve greatness and prove himself to those around him, be it superiors in the LAPD or FBI, or Dom and his gang. But I honestly thought that this was a very good movie, and I really enjoyed it. It will be absolutely fascinating to watch how this film series and the characters within it grow into the fantastically superhuman roles that they are today. I hope you join me in this quarter-mile journey in future installments of Fast and the Fermented. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this and some other comic book related stuff. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments, and what are your thoughts of the first Fast and the Furious film. I'll see you next time at the drive-in.
Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.